Cath, and today I'm back in the garden collecting some greens to make a green smoothie, which I'll be showing you a little bit later in this video. And I've already collected some miner's lettuce. This is the miner's lettuce here, and that's a wild edible that has been prolific in our garden over the winter. And now I'm just going to be gathering some silver beet. And a lot of our silver beet this year has been not really very green. We've had lots of success with our rainbow silver beet, especially the red ones. So I'm getting a bit of a mixture here. I'm just taking one leaf from each plant so that the plant itself can keep on growing and doing what plants do with photosynthesis. But it's just a gorgeous colour. Isn't that amazing? Look at that red. Can you see that red? And I think I need a few more green ones to go in my bag. I think the smoothie that I make with these won't be particularly green. And growing amidst our silver beet, we've got a lot of these clovers, and these are purple clovers, and they're actually amazing for you as well. They're good for the garden because they are a nitrogen fixer, and so they're helping all of the plants here to grow really well with lots of nitrogen. So I'm actually gathering a few of those leaves up as well because they're fantastic in our smoothies also. So I'll pop them in, and I'm going to head off now into the kitchen, and I'll see you there to make my smoothie. Okay, so I'm back in the kitchen. I've been out in the garden and collected my greens, and now I'm going to be putting them together with some fruit to make a green smoothie. And for people who haven't heard of a green smoothie before, it's basically just a blend of greens, fruit and liquid, usually water. And it can seem like a fairly odd combination, and before you go screwing your nose up at it, it actually tastes really fantastic because the taste of the fruit actually overpowers any taste of the greens. And so what that allows you to do is to eat a hell of a lot more greens than you would if you were to just munch down on a salad. And another benefit to green smoothies is that when you blend the greens, you're actually breaking the cell wall, and greens have a particularly tough cell wall, and all of the nutrition is stored inside there. So when you see animals in the wild, other raw vegan animals eating their greens, they chew and they chew and they chew, and they basically blending the greens up in their mouth into a very creamy consistency. And for most people, that would take far too long if you were to sit and chew your greens to the consistency that they need to be chewed. Plus, because of many people have got compromised teeth, they've got fillings, they've got missing teeth, root canals, and we're not used to chewing our food very much. When you eat a cooked food diet, most of your food is quite soft, and so our jaws really aren't very good anymore at chewing things like greens to the consistency that they need to be in order to get all the nutrition out of it. So we're going to be using a high-speed blender. This is my Optimum blender, to be breaking the cell walls and chewing our food for us. And it's really important when you're doing green smoothies or any kind of food really that you vary your greens. So you probably saw I was out today and I've got my miner's lettuce, and I've also got some silver beet, and just out from the fridge I've also pulled some kale. This is I think it's called Cabello Nero kale, and I've got some celery as well. Oh, and I've also got my red clover. So those are all going to go into my blender today. And nutritionally, we've got, with the things we pick from the garden, with the silver beet. Silver beet is actually really high in things like vitamin C, vitamin K and vitamin A. It has lots of the B group vitamins, niacin and folate, and some really good minerals, potassium, calcium and iron. And the miner's lettuce is a raw edible, and like a lot of the raw wild greens, it tends to have some very good medicinal qualities, and miner's lettuce is a great for detoxifying. It detoxifies your liver and your kidneys, and it purifies your blood, your lymphatic system. So we're going to be doing all of that for our body today. So let's get started. I've got 2 cups of water here, and you can vary how much water you use depending on how thick you like your smoothie to be. And we're just going to add all of our greens in. And the more greens the better when it comes to green smoothies. With a high-powered blender, you don't really need to chop things very finely. If you haven't got a high-powered blender, then you may need to chop your greens first. So we've got a blender that's jam-packed full. And I'm just going to blend those up first. Because the cell wall's so tough, I'm going to give the greens some extra time. And I may need to give it a bit of help. Started. Now we're actually going to add in some extra nutrition. I love green powders, things like barley grass, wheatgrass. They're these amazing superfoods, and all a superfood really is a food that packs more of a nutritional punch, so it's a lot more nutrient dense than other foods. And obviously eating foods in their natural state, so if I was just to grow barley grass and juice the barley grass, that would be the best thing. But for most people, they don't really have much time for that. So the powder is a really easy, convenient option, and it really just makes all your smoothies, all of your raw foods that you add it to, just it gives it that extra edge as far as your nutrition goes, because a lot of the foods that we eat now, a lot of those greens that I put in, would actually be less nutrient dense than they would have been 50 years ago, because our soil is so depleted. So using superfoods is a fantastic way to boost that nutritional level with more of a whole food approach, rather than using individual supplements or chemical supplements. So we've got that in there, and now we put our fruit in. I've got a kiwi fruit and a pear and an orange and 2 bananas. And bananas are amazing in smoothies. They just make everything so much creamier. So I'm putting 2 of those in, and they're nice and sweet, and you'll find the riper the banana, the sweeter it is. So that's what you really want with your green smoothies, is to make them nice and sweet and tasty. Right, Right, so it's finished, and you can see this gorgeous green coloured drink, and it's blended all of those greens to a very smooth consistency. If you don't have a high-powered blender like an Optimum, you can still make smoothies and green smoothies, but they'll probably be more like a roughie than a smoothie, or you might have to blend them for an awful lot longer. So here's my green smoothie. Cheers, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, please subscribe, give this one a thumbs up, and have a look at my website. See you next time.